What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys the final week for the regular season of the PTL, or the Pokemon Tri-League, taking on Tiddivicious and the Quebec Beartiques. His team consists of Jirachi, Hydreigon, Mega Gyarados, Melodic, Jolteon, Gligar, Whimsicott, Z-User, Volcanion, Z-User, Weezing, Delmise, and Girder. Priority options in Jolteon with Quick Attack, Girder with Mach Punch, Hazard setting in Jirachi with Rocks, Gligar with Rocks, Weezing with T-Spikes. So only rocks from Jirachi coming there. Only priority is the quick attack from Jolteon there. Sorry, T-Spikes from Weezing 2. Removal options, what did he bring? Volcanion with Defog, Delmise with Spin. Those are the removal options. 4 times weaknesses. Didn't bring one. I prepped for the Hydra pretty hard. I prepped for the Gligar a little bit by taking on Ice Beam onto my Mega Latios, which is completely irrelevant this game. And I think I'd probably rather have Roost on that set. And then, yeah, so the Weezing is the main thing, stopping my Kartana from sweeping. Weezing, Jirachi, and Delmise are in the way of Kartana clicking a Leaf Blade. I have Knockoff for the Jirachi and the Delmise, and Psycho Cut for the Weezing. So that's kind of the goal there, is to deal with that. Avium Polion looks pretty ass, but it can check Volcanion decently well. It was more of a Hydreigon answer, which didn't come. Mega Gyarados wrecks my team. Mold Breaker Mega Gyarados goes through Disguise of Mimikyu, of course. So, yeah, after Dragon Dance, I'm in a really bad spot. If you haven't seen my team, at least you should check it out. But I am bringing a Focus Sash, Nasty Plot, Azel for 3 attacks. Thunderbolt will be a little bit better here than Dazzling Gleam. But I had Dazzling Gleam to have the Hydra. I am a speedy, bulky Zapdos. I meant to Speed Tie Jirachi, and we'll see if that comes to bite us in the ass or not, but I am max HP. Obviously, going for the para chance this game, I've got Static and Discharge. AV and Polion, I'm running a little bit of attack investment, just a random amount of special defense investment with Assault Vest. I'm Banded Mimikyu, which is a decent way to sort of scout out what the Weezing set's going to be, and Banded Shadow Sneak picks off a lot of stuff. I didn't see myself really being able to get a chance to set up, and Weezing 100% switches into Mimikyu every single time, unless I'm special with Psychic. And Banded Woodhammer broke Melodic, but he didn't break Melodic. Mega Latios, I'm just running 4 attacks with Draco, Shadow Ball, Psychic, Ice Beam. Ice Beam obviously irrelevant because the Gligar didn't come. And then I'm a 4 attacks Choice Scarf Kartana with Smart Strike, which I'm never going to click this game, just because the other 3 moves are like way better. Smart Strike was only there for the Whimsicott and the Hydra, and neither came, so I'm never ever clicking a Smart Strike this game. Knockoff for the Jirachi and the Delmise. Excuse me. Psycho Cut was there for the Weezing and the Girder. Girder didn't even come, but Psycho Cut's going to be a really good way to hit the Weezing. And then I've got Leaf Blade, obviously, as Stab, which is it's doing over half to the Volcanion. It's one-shotting the Jolteon. It's one-shotting Mega Gyarados. So Leaf Blade is going to be the move that I try and lock myself into here. So I was originally thinking I was going to lead Azelf. I'm like, well, I've got my Sash up. I can Nasty Plot on things and destroy a team with my Azelf here. And I'm actually instead going to opt to lead with my Mega Latios, because it has a good matchup against Jirachi if Jirachi wants to lead, and a good matchup against Weezing if Weezing wants to lead. Same thing with Delmise. And if the Mega Gyarados leads, I just always hard switch into my Zapdos anyways. So I am going to lead with the Mega Latios here against the Jirachi. I'm just going to go for the Shadow Ball right off the bat. So pretty much no bulk Jirachi, as he's going to get up his rocks. So Spadef drop obviously didn't matter. I did 67% with the Shadow Ball. So another one's always killing this. And rocks is a very interesting play. Obviously hinders the Zapdos a little bit. Would break my Sash on my Azelf, which is quite annoying. Pardon me. So I'm just going to opt to just kill this Jirachi off here. Realistically, he didn't have a Shadow Ball switch in without the Mega Gyarados Mega Evolved. He took a lot of time to make this decision to go into Mega Gyarados here, but it was 100% his play every time. Because he obviously threatens me out, and Draco Meteor, unless a crit, isn't going to kill this thing. So I just go hard Zapdos here. We don't eat this Crunch well. But luckily, we are going to get the Paralysis from Static, which is pretty big, actually. I would have outsped anyways, and my last-ditch effort probably would have been to click Discharge and get a Paralysis off, and I would have had the Discharge chance as well as the Static chance on the next turn, so I would have had 3 chances to get a Para on this Gyarados anyways. but instead I'm just going to opt to go for defog here, and he's just going to be able to kill me. I really don't, I don't get it. So I actually don't understand why he did that. Like, I get that you got the defense drop, but Crunch wasn't killing me if I roosted, and you get the defense drop, and I just play until you get fully paralyzed and switch into like Kartana on the Crunch or something. When Jolteon's a free switch in to the electric move, in my mind, I don't understand that. Jolteon also threatened my entire team, and yeah, so that was really strange to me because Jolteon can easily run HP Fire against me. I have nothing that you'd ever need to run HP Ice against. Either way, Mimikyu's going to come out here. I figured that Weezing was going to be the switch in. I wanted to click Banded Player Off because it just O-code Mega Gyarados, but Banded Player Off was doing nothing to this Weezing, so even Shadow Claw did nothing. That's a crit Banded Shadow Claw from Mimikyu. Banded Adamant Mimikyu that just did 45 to this Weezing. So obviously we know this thing's entirely physically defensive based on that. And I'm just going to switch in my Azelf. I'm actually surprised they went for the Sludge Bomb and not for the Will-O-Wisp. And now I'm just going to set up a Nasty Plot, which in hindsight is actually a really bad play, and I should have just clicked Psychic. As he's going to go into Jolteon, and Psychic would have been a really strong play to just kill this thing. I'm going to go to Mega Latios and see what coverage he's got if he's got the Shadow Ball. Signal Beam comes off, so it's doing quite a lot, and Life Orb boost is obviously helping a lot there, so I have to just sack the Azelf. The crit didn't matter, Signal Beam was killing me anyways, or 2 were. I really regret not just clicking Psychic and having the Jolteon weakened, because it would have put it in range of Kartana a lot earlier. At this stage, I am just going to go into Kartana, though. I'm Scarf, and we've seen that he's Life Orb, so I can go for a knockoff pretty freely here, especially catching the Weezing. Getting rid of its recovery would be really helpful, but instead we're just going to claim our kill on the Dhelmise here. Obviously, didn't want to switch into anything else, and then Volcanion comes in. I have not killing the Volcanion, so he can revenge me pretty easily there. But Empoleon eats the hit very well. 23% shows us that that is a... it's potentially a roll on Timid and a roll on Modest Volcanion, so I still haven't gathered what that's going to be yet. And I'm just going to click the Earthquake because obviously it's my best move. Mega Gyarados takes a lot more than I was expecting, and then he stays in, or he switches back into Volcanion on the Earthquake, which is really weird. And now finally into the Weezing, and then doesn't go into Volcanion this time as I liquidate, but goes back into the Mega Gyarados. So he's like doubling around, sorry, knockoff. He's like doubling around, and I'm getting a lot of free chip on his team, and I'm just going to opt to continue to Earthquake this Mega Gyarados because it's doing a lot of damage. It's more than what the calc was saying, so I'm a little bit confused. He gets the defense drop, it doesn't matter. I'm just sacking Empoleon at this point anyways. And unfortunately for him, he gets the full para on the exact turn that I needed it. So Mega Gyarados is finally dead. I'm in Torrent range, so Aqua Jet's my best play, and I'm going to get a lot of good chip off on the Jolteon. Reduce its longevity entirely, and then Kartana gets to come in here. At this point, I'm really confident because Psycho Cut is going to kill the Jolteon. It's going to two-shot the Volcanion. And after a Beast Boost, it'll kill the Weezing, or it'll just two-shot the Weezing. The only scenario where this doesn't work out for me, sweeping with Kartana right here, is if he sacks this and goes hard Volcanion. Instead, the best case scenario for me would be that he goes Volcanion now instead of sacking something, because then I beat him outright, locking myself in the Psycho Cut. Worst case is that he stays in with Jolteon and then gets to kill me with Volcanion. But I always have Mega Latios in the back to deal with the Weezing. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do that. So that might really suck. And unfortunately, that's the play he decides to make. He makes he makes the correct play, I should say. And I go for the crit on the Volcanion. That would have been another way for me to pick up the win there. And unfortunately, I don't get it. So we'll see now that he's Scarf. Scarf crit wasn't going to kill me. I knew that he was Scarf of some sort. I actually misplayed there. If he was Z-move, I lost the game. And luckily for me, he wasn't Z-move, so we pick up the 2-0 win to finish out our season. Yeah, I had no idea if he was Scarf or not, and I'm looking now as we're in the postgame, and if he was Z-move Volcanion, he killed my Latios. I knew that Modest Scarf Volcanion never killed my Latios, and I knew that the Volcanion wasn't Specs based on the damage against Empoleon. Like, even a crit never killed my Mega Latios from that range, but Z-move would have, so I'm a little bit mad at myself for not just playing for the win. I did have to play for differential a little bit because of how the standings are going at this stage of the season. I played this match way early, by the way, guys. Like, this is the middle of week 14, and I'm playing my week 15 match, so I won't have, by the time this video goes up, I won't have played a match in the PTL for a week and a half. Yeah, like I just played my match, my week 14 match against Obo, and so now we're playing this match. We are going to finish the season 11-4 plus 20, which I am very happy with. I think that's a really solid record. I ended up winning out where I needed to win out, essentially. Like I took the loss in week 10 to Ange and the main Absols, which were a lower ranked team. And had I won that game, what would my win streak? I would have won from week 9 onwards had I beaten Ange, and I would have been in a much better spot here because I would have had 3 losses, which would have actually guaranteed me playoffs, because there are a bunch of other teams with 4 losses at this stage. I am, however, clinched for promotion spot. It's been confirmed that I'm clinched for a top 5 spot in the league for a promotion spot, which you guys will hear more about in my season recap. That's the next video you see from me. Again, I don't know if I'm making playoffs at this stage or not. There is still a chance for me to make playoffs. There are a bunch of there's 2 9-4 teams right now with 13 games played, and both of them have fairly easy schedules. Same with the 8. There's 3 8-4 teams with 12 games played, so all of those could potentially tie me, and they're all going to have better differential than me at that point, which is hilarious because I actually think plus 20 is really high for a 15-week season. Unfortunately, my roster just didn't lean itself to winning games big, except against Stall. So that will be it to wrap up the regular season. If you see a playoff match and a playoff team builder, then you know where I am. And if you don't see a video for like a month or something, yeah, probably. I'm not sure when I would put up a season recap. Let me just check when playoffs are going to be. Because I would like to talk about playoffs in the season recap, but I may just end up having to talk about my predictions for playoffs in the season recap, because I don't really want a season recap to be super late, unless I am playing in playoffs myself. So, looks like playoff quarters start in 2 weeks. So there's a bye week, and then it happens? No. Okay, so 2 weeks from when I'm talking about this, but in theory, you guys will have seen playoffs, or you guys will be seeing playoffs in a week, I think. Upload day for week 15 is November 30th, which is when you guys should be seeing this, and then the upload date for playoff quarterfinals is December 9th, so keep an eye out for that. If I don't upload for playoff quarterfinals, then I will do my season recap. I will schedule my season recap for the day of playoff finals, maybe, which is a little bit less than a month from now. Playoff final upload date is the day before Christmas Eve, so I will try and schedule my season recap for that day. If I don't make playoffs, and if I make playoffs, then it'll change based on how I do in playoffs. So anyways, that was a lot of rambling, but keep an eye out for that, guys, and I will catch you guys in the next one, whatever that may be.